Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about toys that grow with your child and have longevity. Because lately, subscription play boxes are all the rage. And the whole idea of them is that they're geared to a certain age and stage. And they tend to be very Montessori inspired, and Montessori tends to have a lot of materials that have to change as the child grows up because the materials are targeted at teaching one specific skill, and then once that skill is mastered, there's no real use for that material anymore. And I love Montessori materials. They're beautiful, they're good quality, they're made out of interesting materials like wood and other materials, occasionally like metal and cloth, lots of wood. I like the idea of isolating one thing to teach, so it's not, if your toy does too much, it can be overwhelming. Like I see sometimes people try to be like, well, this toy can do a million things, and it's like, there's too much on the toy, too many options of what you can do with the toy. Like, not in an open-ended way, like, oh, a silk scarf. You can make it be a river. You can make it dance with you. You can tie it around your neck and be a superhero. Like, I don't mean like those open-ended toys that have so many options. I'm talking about more like busy boards that have like a million different things that you can explore, and it's all there, and they're working on a million different skills at once, and it's like, whoa, it's overwhelming because there's too many options. So I feel like there's a better way to make a toy that lasts for your children, not something like a busy board that's going to be overwhelming with all the options, but not something like an object permanence box that only works on one thing and is going to be outgrown quickly. I suppose I go more Waldorf in my inspiration for this list of toys, because I'm talking more open-ended toys that can grow with your child. But I am specifically talking toys for babies. What can I give maybe a 1-year-old that will grow up with them? Because I think that's the challenge, is once they reach 3, it's easy to give them toys that they will be playing with till they're like 8. All sorts of building materials and stuff like that. But when it seems that when they're younger, all the toys are age and stage based. And so it's like, well, what do I give a younger child that will grow with them? So I'm investing, because a lot of these toys are expensive if you want good quality materials. So you want to invest not just in a baby toy that's only going to get played with for a few months. You want to invest in something that's going to be around for a long time. So let's get right to the list. The first is blocks. I've seen wooden blocks that say that they are for children ages 1 to 8. That's 7 years of play. And you can give blocks to children even younger than age 1. Now you have to give the bigger blocks, not too big that they can't hold it, not too small that they could choke on it. You got to find the right size blocks and just give them 1 or 2, and they can like chew on them, they can hold them, they can stack them and knock them down. Balls is another one. It's great to give all different kind of balls of different materials, and they can chew on them when they're young, they can roll them, crawl after them, but then as they get older, they can kick them and play with them in more interesting ways, or make ball drops or Goldberg machines and all that sort of stuff. A Waldorf doll. You can get dolls that are like lightweight and small so that a baby could hold on to it, but it will grow with the child, and when they get past just holding onto it and chewing on it, they will get to an age where it's their baby and they're taking care of it and they're giving it a name. A learning tower can be used as early as like 1 year old. Once they're standing well, they can use the learning tower, and they will use it until they can reach the counter all by themselves. So like maybe 7 or 8 years old. So you'll be using it for a long time. Small play silks. You don't want to give babies the long play silks because they can get wrapped up in them. But the small play silks, you might think, well, the small play silks aren't as good for older children because they can't, put them on as a superhero cape and play with them, but they can still dance with them, and they can still use them as water or grass in a playscape. So I think the small play silks are great for growing up with your child. Wooden cars. When your child is crawling, they can crawl after the car, and then they'll use it in more complicated ways, building ramps for it and garages for it as they get older. A pickler triangle. I've heard of people using pickler triangles for children as young as 6 months. And I've seen pickler triangles out there that advertise that they're for children as old as 8 or even 12. So that's a great material for climbing. You want to be careful because the big ones tend to be for the older children, and the littler ones tend to be for the younger children, but there are ones that can change in size. So there's a lot of different pickler triangles out there. You want to do your research and really figure out which one's the best for your family, but pickler triangle is a great option. It is expensive, but you can also build it yourself if that's an option for your family. And the last thing is the radio flyer push wagon, because when the child is first using it, they're using it to help them walk and explore walking, but then it can be for transportation, the transporting schema. It can be about putting things in it. They can pretend that it's a shopping cart, and children have that desire to push something around for longer than just baby age. So those are my suggestions for toys that grow with your child.